Hey guys, Jim here, and we're going to do something so cool, so special right now, and I kind of want to do like a dramatic grand reveal on it, but it's kind of hard to do that because you've already read the title of the video, so you already know what's coming, but at least I can kind of play with it a little bit here. We're going to be talking about a very special knife from my friend Dave Curtis, and you guys have already seen the 3.5-inch F3 that I own, and I love. It was a one-off. You know, we didn't do anything crazy. We just did a little bit of anodizing. I say we like I had anything to do with it. I made a request and Dave fulfilled it by doing all the hard work. He did some beautiful anodizing on here. I made it different than everybody else's at the time. But since then, we've seen more people doing a little bit more of the heat anodizing. And that's cool. That's fine. So a little bit after I got this, I asked Dave, I said, you know, can you do me a favor? I said, you know, I really want something completely different, and you're probably going to say no because you have a certain way that you're building these, but I would love to see the F3 with carbon fiber on one side. And almost without hesitation, Dave says, yeah, let's do it. I'm like, really? He says, yeah, what the hell? I'm a custom maker. Why would I tell you no? Well, I mean, he didn't say exactly that, but that was kind of the way that he presented it, like I'm silly for asking why, because he's a custom knife maker. If it's something that's within, you know, the scope of his abilities, I'm sure he's going to do pretty much anything. So I think without any further ado, we should just go ahead and get this on out here.
Yeah!
Well, I see somebody's excited. Should I do it now?
Okay!
All right. Okay, here we go, sweet. Oh, beautiful, polished carbon fiber. He did such an amazing job on that. I mean, it is beautifully polished. Not a ripple in it, not a bad part of the pattern. I mean, this thing just looks fantastic. It looks great at the edge as well. See the pattern coming through there nicely. Now that's not the only thing custom about this. What he did was he took some parts and did a beautiful multi-tone finish. Here we have the pivot that's been blasted in the center, and then he hand mirror polished the flats. Did the same thing on that side. Instead of having the standard stonewash on the back, he went for a acid etch dark stonewash, which looks fantastic and does even better for making the polished areas pop. Then of course you have the mirror polished pocket clip, which he did a beautiful job on. I think that really adds a lot of character because you've got a really nice contrast between that clip and that dark stonewash. He then took the edges of all the titanium, mirror polished that all the way around, completely around the entire knife, all mirror polished on those edges. And the very first ever, and I'm not going to say one off, but very first ever, because he is going to start producing these, lanyard accepting backspacer. Because typically you're going to get this if you want the titanium backspacer. And he had already made this for me. The knife was about 90% done when he called me up. He's like, are you excited? I'm going to get this thing shipped out. And he talked about a few of the changes that he made, which was a lot of the extra mirror polishing. And he already mirror polished that backspacer when I said, hey, would you do me a favor? Would you drill me a hole through this so I can put a lanyard on it? Because I think on the 4-inch, I'm going to want to carry a lanyard. He says, I got something better for you, something I've been considering doing. What would you think about a backspacer that came up with a loop to accept the lanyard? I said, that would be fantastic. He goes, good, you'll be the first one to get one, and at some point I'm going to probably produce these for everybody else. Now the knife itself, being carbon fiber and whatnot, that is a one-off. That's not going to be made as a production piece. And Dave and I talked about that a little bit. He had offered that up because I said, hey, you know, once I show people this, your email is going to be flooded. People are going to want them. He goes, you know what? He goes, I'm not going to make any more. He goes, if I make any more, it'll probably be one more for me. And then we talked a little bit more, and I said, listen, I know that people are going to want this. It lightens it up. It looks fantastic. I said, just do me a favor, because I know somebody's going to talk you into it. Could you at least mark mine in a fashion that would show that mine was the first in case you ever do make more? So he was kind enough to put a nice big number 1 on the spine of the blade. You'll notice also the mirror polishing on the jimping. This thing is fantastic. Let's give you some side-by-side comparisons here with the 3.5 inch. Not really that we're going to do sizes. By the way, here is his business card. For anybody that doesn't already know about Dave Curtis, go to his website, go to curtisknives.com, check out the good stuff that he does. Oh, he's got stuff on the back there too. And of course, his parent company, he owns Great Lakes Waterjet. And this is why he's able to do all of the things that he's able to do. He doesn't have to outsource anything. You might want to look at these and call them mid-tech, but they're not. Mid-tech would mean at some point something was outsourced, but they're not. He has the CNC, I want to say CNC. He has the Waterjet there in his own shop. He is a one-man operation, so he's not even fielding any of the work out to shop apprentices. When you buy a Curtis F3, even though you're paying mid-tech money, you are buying a full custom. That's just the way it is. So I think that may be why he seemed so surprised at my reaction when he agreed to do this one-off for me. Love his Spanto blade. He does such a great job. And his knives, by the way, are very, 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 very sharp. That's one of the priorities that he puts on his knives. I think he does an amazing job all the way around. And you know what? He's a damn nice guy to deal with. If you've never had the opportunity, give Dave a call. I don't mean like, waste his time. He is a one-man operation. He's got shit to do. But, give the guy a call. And I got to tell you, he is just one of the most super nice guys you'll ever talk to. And I know a lot of people were disappointed when he didn't go and make an appearance at the Blade Show this past weekend. But the honest truth is the man is working so hard and he has so many orders to fulfill that he felt it would be irresponsible to take the time off from working to go do the Blade Show. And he says, you know what? He goes, I don't have anything to show anyway. He goes, everything that I'm making is sold. And that's got to be a really nice position to be in as a knife maker. So he's got exemplary customer service. He's got a great warranty. He stands behind his knives because he even puts it right there on his website. My knives are made to be used. These are not safe queens. Don't be afraid to use it. If something happens, you send it back to him. Now, if you want to hear more of the details about this incredible spot pivot system and the other things that make the F3 unique, please go look on my channel. Go look at the review that I did on the first F3 that I purchased. And every detail that you'd ever want to know about that amazing spot pivot is going to be in there. I'm not going to waste the time with that because I kind of want to make this a little bit short. I just wanted to get this video out there, let people see the majesty in what Dave brings to the knife world. And I got to tell you, I mean, it's such a different feeling knife with having this carbon fiber. And I'll tell you this, I have, my 3.5-inch XM18 with carbon fiber, and I had my 4-inch XM24 with carbon fiber. This is twice the knife. Twice the knife. I like this so much more. I really do. It is, in a word, perfection. And the way it flips, look at it. It takes no effort. Nice and smooth. And I'm not having to push down and crank it around. You just swipe your finger across it like a true flipper should be. IKBS bearings inside of that pivot. This is going to be one that's going to be an everyday carry. It's tough to say that because you look at it and go, damn, it's beautiful. And you got a lot of mirror polish things that are going to attract scratches. And you've got that mirror polish carbon, not mirror polish, but polished carbon fiber. And that's going to show wear. I don't care, man. Damn it, that knife is made to be used. And Dave was really cool. He went ahead and threw in, he could have just used this on somebody else's knife, but he went ahead and threw in the other backspacer. And they, he charges extra for these. Because you can either go with, I always prefer standoffs, so I ordered standoffs on my first one. And then it's a small upcharge to go into the titanium backspacer. And then he threw in the leather patches. He just had these made. These are brand new. He was just talking about these maybe a week or two ago at the most. So, Dave, thank you so much. I'm hoping that you watched the video anyway. Otherwise, I'm just, speaking to nobody. But thank you so much. You did an amazing job. I could not be happier. And of all the carbon fiber knives I have, this is absolutely up in the top. This is just one of the nicest. Great balance, great feel. It really lightens it up quite a bit. As a matter of fact, it's just about the same weight as the 3.5 inch that's in all titanium. So if you've ever wanted to call up Dave and see if he would do something for you, but you were kind of afraid to hear a no, like when you call a lot of other mid-tech manufacturers and even a lot of other custom manufacturers, don't be afraid of that. Give the guy a call and say, listen, I got a crazy idea. I mean, obviously, he's not going to do utterly ridiculous way out stuff for you. But if you want to have a blue clip and you want to change this part and change that a little bit, assuming that you're willing to pay for it, he'll probably be able to do it for you. I mean, this was not this was not a cheap custom right here. But I tell you right now, it's already got me thinking about canceling 1 or 2 customs that I've recently placed orders for with others that I spent $800, $900, and $1,200 for, because I just don't know if they're going to get pocket time after having this now. And that speaks volumes, because I'm always on the chase for the next new thing, even when the newest new thing in my collection just arrived and I should still be excited about it. I'm still ready to chase the next one. Come on, focus. Focus. That pivot's giving it a hard time focusing. This is one of those knives, I could tell you right now, that excites me enough that I may not have to chase anything that's even in the same realm, same type of style at all, period. And this may actually put my XM18 up on the sale block. I just don't know that maybe I'll relegate that to harder use. Save this one just a little bit. But either way, if you've ever considered getting an F3, do not hesitate. Between watching this video and watching the one that I did last month on my 3.5 inch, if that doesn't convince you, I don't know what does. And I'm not here to convince you. I'm not here to sell shit for other people. I don't get anything out of it. But I love to share my love and the discoveries that I make along the way with other people that I consider to be friends. And I've talked to a lot of you since I uploaded the video on this one that said, well, I was kind of on the fence. I was looking at this knife, or this knife, and the F3 was one of them. And now that I saw your video and I saw it up close and I heard how excited you were, I went ahead and got it. And then I heard their follow-ups where they were saying how much they loved it and how glad they were that they got it. And that's why I do these. It's not to show off. It's not to sell you into something that you don't need. I mean, we're all collectors. We don't need any of the shit that we buy. We could have bought the one knife that we got and everything else we didn't need. It's to share my love and my passion and to hear back from you guys. I love the communication that we have back and forth, and thank you guys so much for your participation on my channel. It's been a lot of fun. If you've never experienced the F3, because you can't just walk into a knife shop and see these sitting there, take my word for it. It will blow you away. And it depends on what size you really want. I didn't know that I would ever want the 4-inch, but I had bought the 3.5 inch first. Then I got my XM24, and I liked the big 4-inch size of that Hinderer. And then I said, you know what? If I like it that much in the Hinderer, I'm actually going to love it in the Curtis. And I do. And I do. So anyway, that was a fairly quick video for me, under 15 minutes. That's kind of a rarity. So thank you guys for joining me as always. I'm going to go upload this right now. And if you have any questions at all whatsoever, hit me up in the comments section. I'd love to talk to you. And I will see you on the next video.